Hi, I'm Lisa McCoy, registered dietitian with the University of Maryland Extension, and today we're going to talk about Heart Month. February is Heart Month, and sometimes we don't look forward to February because it's like the dreariest month of the year, even though it's only 28 days long. So I'm going to challenge you to do something for your heart every day for 28 days. So see if you can do this 28-day challenge, and I'm going to give you some ideas of some things that you can do. So I divided up into self-care, and then physical activity, and then diet. So there's the combination of all three really are important for your health. So some things for self-care is, number one, know your numbers. Do you know what your blood pressure is, your blood cholesterol levels, your blood sugar levels? These are really important, and if it's been a while since you've had those numbers checked, it may be a good idea to give a call to your doctor. And if you've kind of been skipping doctor's visits or screenings, this month is a good time to kind of get up to date with your health and make those calls to get those scheduled. Another thing I want you to think about is your stress level, because we all get stressed, and what people don't realize is that stress really does influence our heart, the health of our heart. It increases our blood pressure. It also can increase our blood sugar. So it really is important to try to do some things. I suggest like 10 minutes a day to do something for reducing your stress. And this could be either deep breathing exercises. It could be a progressive muscle relaxation. It could be a guided imagery. It could just be a mindfulness or a meditation. So you can try different things. Even like a yoga is another good way, just to kind of have some way just to relax and just, use your mind to relax your body. And that can really go a long way. If you're a smoker, this might be a good time to quit smoking. There are a lot of community resources out there, and we know that smoking is one of the number one things that they suggest people do to help improve their heart health. So if you're still a smoker, I know a lot of people have quit, but and if you tried before, don't say, "Oh, I can't do it. I've tried that before." Research has shown that the more times you try, the greater your chance of being successful. So check out those community resources if you're looking to quit smoking. Now, sleep. Aim to get 8 hours of sleep a night. And that sometimes is more difficult as people get older. They have a harder time sleeping through the night. So do some things that, they recommend, and I know we've talked about before, to help you get a good night's sleep and just stay asleep throughout the night. Okay, here's a good one. Laugh. All right? There's been research shown that if you laugh just for 15 minutes, that it helps to get the blood flowing, and it helps to cause those hormones get from your heart to help you to be healthier. So watch a funny movie, get a funny video, share a joke with a friend, and try to laugh every day, because that's something as we get older too, we just don't have that laughter in our lives that we used to have when we were younger. Now this one is going to be a little bit challenging maybe, but I want you to measure your waist to hip ratio. And I know some people just hate to think about measuring and, taking those measurements and weighing themselves. But this is really important because they know that abdominal obesity is a higher risk for heart problems. So you take your waist measurement first and then your hip measurement, and you divide take the waist measurement and divide it by the hip. And you probably have to use a calculator, because I could never do that on my own either. But you want to do it and then look to see what it is. The recommended ratio for men is less than 0.90, and the ratio for women is less than 0.85. So don't be discouraged if it's higher than that you're not in those recommended ranges, but it gives you something to be aiming for and something to be thinking about as you start making changes in your life. So that leads us to physical activity. So we want to aim for 30 minutes of physical activity for at least 5 days a week. Now, that 30 minutes doesn't have to be continuous 30 minutes. It could be broken up into smaller segments, but just try to get in those 30 minutes of physical activity, whatever way you like, whether it's taking an exercise class, walking, whatever you choose to do. In addition to that, I want you to try to do some stretching exercises every morning before you get up or when you're getting up out of bed, because that stretching exercises helps to improve your flexibility, and that is a good way to prevent falls. So trying to do those stretching exercises every morning is just kind of a good way of waking up your body, waking up those muscles when you get up in the morning. Oh, another one is to use the stairs instead of an elevator, maybe when you're out shopping, or if you're going to like a health center like to Robinwood, take those stairs if you can. I mean, I know that's not everyone can do that, but use those stairs, because that's using those muscles, and the big muscles are really what work harder. So those hip muscles, so that's really a good thing. And when you're watching TV at night, when there's a commercial on, I want you to stand up and just march in place. Okay, that keeps that blood flowing, that keeps that movement going. So that's not going to take that long. Commercials last, maybe 2-3 minutes. Even if you can't make it through the whole 2 to 3 minutes, at least do some kind of marching, and not marching into the kitchen to get something to eat. So that's not considered one of those marching. So let's talk about eating. What do we think about eating? We know, what's heart healthy foods, but sometimes it's challenging if we don't plan ahead. So I want to challenge you to plan 2 to 3 heart healthy meals every week in February. Because when you plan a meal, you're more likely to eat healthier than if you're just opening the refrigerator and saying, what should I eat? Also, when you're having those meals, I want you to try to have half of your plate to be vegetables, because we know that our vegetables are really important and healthy for us. So they're part of a heart healthy diet. Also, make one of those meals every week to be a meatless meal. And that means I want you to replace the animal protein, whether it's beef, chicken, pork, with a plant-based protein like beans or tofu. So just one day a week, try to have a meatless meal and see how that works for you. There's lots of recipes online. You can look online to find lots of recipes for plant-based meals, because that's very popular right now. Another thing I want you to think about is, what are you snacking on? All right, so make sure they're heart healthy snacks. Try to cut back on those sweets. Maybe have a cup of fruit or some low-fat yogurt, or even some like low-salt crackers with a little bit of peanut butter on them. But have a heart healthy snack instead of the ice cream or potato chips that maybe your usual routine is. And the last thing I want you to do is I want you to try to find a new heart healthy recipe to try each week. All right? Because we get bored with the same foods all the time. And some people say, well, I just don't know what to eat to be heart healthy. Well, there's lots of recipes out there, and a really good resource on any information about heart is the American Heart Association. So you can go to AmericanHeart.org, and they will have information on heart health, as well as recipes there that you can try. So make sure that you're taking care of your health, and February is a great time to get started, but it's a year-long activity that you should be doing, but this is a good start to it. Thank you.